Aloha. Skippy says hi too. So we're now the next day. Actually, it's the same day. I left off with how Mom was elated that I would be able to graduate. Now I still had to pass all my exams with no less. Well, I didn't know exactly what even my grade average was to get to college. I did find out later that I had a low C to a D minus average. Now, Mom wasn't even concerned about that. She was just happy that I could graduate. So what she said was, "Would you like to use my car? It's a '69 Le Mans. It had less than 10,000 miles on it. It was 74. It was a '69. It was in 1973. Less than 10,000 miles. Dad did not even drive that car." Yeah, and she's asking me, "Absolutely, Mom." She says, "You have to be careful." "Mom, no problem." So I get up to Jamie's house. It's on Camelback Mountain. It's a mansion. Her father's a millionaire. He owns a mansion and a yacht. No, that was Elmer J. Fudd, wasn't it? He was a multi-millionaire and he did have a mansion. I don't know about the yacht. So we get up there, and as I open up the 15-foot doors, her mom is saying, "Oh, Uncle Martin, glad to hear you can graduate. Everybody's in the back playroom." So I go through the mansion and the playroom. It's a gymnasium. Go figure. How could you? So we get in the room, and here it is, a big trampoline. Now this trampoline was a legal size trampoline. I know because I grew up in Flagstaff. My parents were gymnasts. Excuse me. And that's where I learned how to jump on the trampoline. And Dad always said, make sure there's a spotter. Keep that in the back shelf. So I get in there. Everybody heard from my brother, "Oh, you could do a double flip," all for like quite a few years. And so when I get in the room, "Hey, Uncle Martin, he's going to do a double flip." Excuse me. And I said, "Yeah, no problem." And I had stopped off prior to this. Well, I think we were libating, which is questionable at this point. And what I'm saying is, I was ready for the trampoline. I get on there, I jump, did one flip, two flips, then I said, I'm ready. So I jumped really high, and I did the double flip. Now, what happened was my right foot hit the trampoline, my left foot went through the webbing. My chin came down and hit the metal bar, cracked my chin open, and then when I fell off and hit the oak flooring, I cracked my head. Now, not only did I crack my head, quite a few stitches there, but I was kind of bleeding all over to where Jamie says, "We're going to take you to the doctor." I said, "Don't worry about it. I'll go in the bathroom and clean up." By the time I get to the bathroom, her mom comes through the revolving doors with all these goodies in her hand, and she says, "Oh, Uncle Martin, I'm going to take you to the hospital." I said, "Don't worry about it. I'm just going to clean up." So I got into the bathroom. All I remember is the two sinks. I looked at the bottom of the mirror and gone. It was gone. Everything was blank. I wake up. The next thing I wake up in the hospital. I wake up in the hospital with these bright lights in my eye. This one bright light in my eye, and there's a doctor saying, "What color dress was it?" And I said, "Blue." Mom was to the right. She said, "No, son." And Dad was to the left. "No, son." And he said, "No, it was a red dress." And I said, "Oh my God," I'm thinking, did I do something to somebody in a red dress? And Mom says, "No, you've been saying that for the last 15 minutes. And then the doctor says, "He's back, he's back." And then Mom said, "Where's my car?" And I said, "Mom, you okay, boy? You okay? Huh?" And I thought maybe you got another chicken bone. I'm sorry. So Dad says, "No, son, where's our car?" I said, "I don't know." Mom says, "The doctor, how long is this going to last?" And he says, "Well, I don't know, but he's going to come back. He will come back." And I get home, and so that was Friday that I had the accident at night. I'm waking up the next day in the morning, sometime mid-morning. So there you go. I was gone. My lights were on. Nobody was home for many hours. And I'm saying, kids, that can happen. Actually, when you look around at some people, the lights are on and there is nobody home. Well, that would be another story. So I get home on Sunday because they held me over on Saturday to make sure the concussion wasn't, it could be really concussions are not positive, kids. Some kids don't come back, all right? By God's grace, I did, and I've had other ones, but that'd be another story. So I get to school, I ask all the kids, who are you, who are you, who are you? Hey, don't be playing with us, Uncle Martin. And then this is when they all laughed. I said, am I a good student? They all thought it was funny, the funniest thing they ever heard of. I'm thinking, that's not very funny. So I asked my teachers, and they pretty much laughed the same way until I came to one priest. And I said, Father, am I a good student? And he said, son, you have the potential to be an A student. I said, wow, this is what I've been looking for. And that's what I accepted. I didn't accept any of the other laughter that I was anything less than that. So they gave us a criteria of what we had to study, and I looked it up on the topics, and I studied. As you remember, I did not read a book after my fourth grade because of what happened. You look back there on those episodes, it was pretty traumatic. So I didn't read I did not read a book after my fourth grade until this very moment when I had to sit down and read. So I read, and I read. I read in the morning, I read it at midnight, I read for 2 weeks. I passed all my tests with high A's, and there was a B, I think, in there. Anyway, I brought up my low C D minus up to a B, which means I could go to college, which sister was trying to tell my mom it would be a miracle. Maybe there was some divine intervention. What I want to say about reading is, kids, I want you to read, and read some more. But on the premise that when you read, you don't believe anything until you apply it. The reason I'm saying this is because our subconscious has all of our memory. And our subconscious is what we have to deal with when we're reading or memorizing something, saying, I don't believe anything until I apply it. And your subconscious understands that. And that way it's going to be easier than you just sucking up stuff like a sponge and believing something that you have not applied yet. That's all I'm going to say about that at this time. Glad for those that have lasted this long. Skippy is more than happy, I can tell. And he didn't get that chicken bone that I thought he did. Until we see each other again, be well, God victory, aloha. Until we see each other again, and the next story will even be better than this one. Yeah, it was when I was 22 months old. I remember when I was 22 months old. Yes, I do. And what happened is really extraordinary. Be well. God victory.